Good morning, I'm Maddie Jansen, and this is the podcast of 17 News at Sunrise. It's everything you need to know to start your day in about 15 minutes.
In the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
Good morning. Right now at 5, Californians could be days away from once again entering places of worship as the state releases new guidelines for opening churches. We'll break down the new rules and have advice from local leaders about who still may want to stay away.
And another momentous reopening, this one on Wall Street. Trading at the New York Stock Exchange resumes today for the first time in 2 months.
Arvin City Council considers expanding its mask ordinance. What they could decide at tonight's meeting still ahead. This is Tuesday, May 26th, 2020.
Good morning. It is 5 a.m. I'm Alex Fisher along with Maddie Jansen and Kevin Sherrod, and we are rounding out May, and June is quickly approaching. But before we get into summer, the official start of the summer, it sure feels like it for sure.
It's hard to believe that it's almost June, but yeah, certainly with this weather, we know it's just around the corner, and so are the triple digits, right, Kev?
Yeah, you're exactly right. We are really going to warm things up. I want to give you a little perspective here first this morning. The hottest May temperature of 2019 was 91 degrees. Now, when we talk about triple digit days, the first 100-degree day in 2019 was actually June 5th with 101. So let's talk about what we saw yesterday and what we're going to be seeing here as we go throughout the next few days. Now, we were warm yesterday. We were in the upper 90s. We hit 98 degrees. Normally, we should be about 86. Our record temperature of 106 set back in 1982. Right now, we sit at 72 degrees in Bakersfield and east wind at 5, so you can see it's already a warm morning out there. Take a look at our dog walk forecast with Jada, and she says it's just too hot to trot today. By 8 a.m., 80 degrees, maybe a short little walk, and then as we progress into by 11 a.m. throughout the afternoon, it is not the time to be walking the dog, as temperatures, as you can see, are going to climb by 5 p.m. right near 103. So it's definitely going to be a very hot day. And Jada says stay indoors and make sure your pets have plenty of water and shade. 61 in Tehachapi right now, a north-northwest wind at 5. And as we take a look at the temperatures up that way today, we are going to be warm as well with temperatures in the mid to upper 80s. I've got some safety tips for this heat wave coming up in just a little bit. But for now, we'll send it back to you.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen this kind of heat, so everyone needs to get reacclimated. And remember to take it easy out there. Thanks, Kev. 5:02 is your time now. The California Highway Patrol is investigating a crash overnight that seriously hurt a pedestrian. It happened near the corner of Weed Patch Highway and East Wilson Road just before 11 o'clock last night. CHP says the pedestrian was taken to the hospital with major injuries. No other details were immediately available. It's unclear what led up to the crash.
A murder suspect is still on the loose this morning. Police are looking for 19-year-old Jennifer Maldonado. They say she's accused of stabbing a woman in East Bakersfield last week. You may remember we had the story as breaking news on 17 News at Sunrise last week. It all happened on 9th Street near South Owens. That's where police say 26-year-old Angelina Betts was stabbed and wounded. According to CHP, another woman tried driving Betts to a hospital but crashed after running a red light, possibly under the influence. But BPD says the stab wound is likely what killed Betts, not the crash. If you know where Maldonado is, call police at 327-7111.
Let's take a look at the latest coronavirus numbers now from Kern County Public Health. The department reported 47 new cases yesterday morning. 558 people are currently infected and isolating at home. Another 45 are in the hospital. No new deaths reported since this weekend. The toll stands at 29. Nearly 22,000 tests have been administered and more than 19,000 have come back negative. Overall, nearly 1,900 have tested positive and another 1,000 tests are still pending. More than 1,200 people have recovered from the virus.
McFarland Unified School District announced one of its employees has tested positive for COVID-19, and because of that positive case, the McFarland High School planned campus checkout for all students has been canceled until further notice. That was supposed to happen later today. Staff members who have been in direct contact with that person have been told to stay at home until they have been tested and cleared by medical professionals.
5:04 is your time now. Arvin could double down on its COVID-19 measures starting tonight. The city was the first in Kern to pass rules requiring employees to cover their faces at work. Now the city council's considering another ordinance that would make businesses post signs telling customers to wear masks or face coverings when they shop. The public hearing tonight at 6 is happening via teleconference.
The California Department of Public Health is out with new guidelines for churches to reopen, but local pastors say it's going to be a slow process.
I call upon governors to allow our churches and places of worship to open right now.
Reopen now. That's the directive from President Donald Trump over the weekend. Governor Gavin Newsom originally put churches in phase 3 because they're considered high risk. Now, some places of worship are allowed to open, but they have to follow strict state guidelines. First, attendance must be limited to 25% capacity for a maximum of 100 people. This will allow mostly smaller places of worship to open. Seating must be at least 6 feet apart. Everyone is encouraged to wear a face mask, and everyone should get their temperature taken before entering the place of worship.
A person that is older with health issues, even if the service is available, they really shouldn't go yet. They need to wait.
Other guidelines include not sharing items like Bibles, rugs, or food, and items used frequently like pews and microphones should be disinfected frequently. And for the time being, no singing or reciting in groups is allowed. The state also offered some alternative suggestions, like doing services outside or continuing online worship.
And that's the subject of our interactive feedback poll today. We're asking, do you feel comfortable attending houses of worship under the new state guidelines? Call or text us at 888-4617. Press 1 if yes, you would attend, 2 if not. You could also text, tweet, email, or Facebook your comments. Once again, our interactive feedback phone line is 888-4617. We'll air some of the comments and have the first report on the votes coming up at 5:30.
In addition to houses of worship, the state health department officially allowed people to shop inside retail stores again. Certain counties had already been allowed to let customers back in because they were given the green light to move further into phase 2. We saw people returning to Valley Plaza Mall over the weekend. But to be clear, retail does not include salons, barbershops, and other personal services. State officials also say protests are allowed, but they're urging demonstrations to only take up to 25% of an area's capacity. Starting this week, the state will reconsider the limits of gatherings at least once every 3 weeks.
Yesterday marked Memorial Day, a time to honor our fallen heroes. But services and celebrations looked different this year because of the pandemic. Still, hundreds of community members managed to commemorate the holidays safely. A special parade passed by several Kern County senior living facilities. Parade organizer Lily Marsh with Honor Flight Kern County says while Memorial Day is about honoring those who are no longer with us, the parade was also about sending the message to the living heroes who lost friends, loved ones, brothers, and sisters in war.
To let the veterans, the living veterans, know that we have not forgotten their fallen comrades. And most of them have been kind of tucked away for 2 months or so. They don't even know what a car parade is.
The seniors were able to check out the parade from sidewalks, parking lots, and personal balconies. Out of an abundance of caution, no one approached the residents, but organizers say they realized that without a doubt this made their day. Honor Flight says they hope to plan a similar parade for those living in senior living facilities next year.
Virgin Orbit has released new details about its terminated mission yesterday. The company was sending a dummy satellite strapped beneath the wing of a modified Boeing 747 from the Mojave Air and Spaceport and into low Earth orbit. The plane, nicknamed Cosmic Girl, took off without any problems yesterday afternoon. The 747 successfully dropped its payload, a test rocket called Launcher 1. Virgin says after being released from the plane, the rocket successfully lit its booster engine, but then something went wrong. According to a news release, Virgin says an anomaly occurred early in the first stage flight and the mission safely terminated. It is unclear what that anomaly was. Cosmic Girl and all of its crew landed safely back at Mojave. The launch was to be a demonstration of the company's new rocket system designed to send small payloads into orbit. Virgin Orbit has not said when they will try the mission again.
Happening tomorrow, SpaceX could make history in spaceflight, but we're watching the weather closely here for this one. SpaceX plans to launch NASA astronauts into space from Cape Canaveral, Florida tomorrow using its Crew Dragon spacecraft and Falcon 9 rocket. Yesterday, NASA said the mission is a go, but storms have battered the area for days, and if the rain doesn't clear up, the launch could be delayed. The launch is part of NASA's longer-term strategy of going back to the moon and then on to Mars. The president and the vice president plan to attend the launch. I think they say that Saturday and Sunday are backup days in case it doesn't actually happen tomorrow. And it's not looking too good for tomorrow right now, so we'll have to watch this one closely. Still ahead on Sunrise, recognizing seniors who might otherwise not get the spotlight they deserve because of the COVID-19 pandemic.
We introduce you to a teen who lost his shot at a scholarship. Still ahead.
And taking a look outside at a gorgeous sunrise. Take a look at that at Rosedale and Mohawk. The sun just peeking up over those hills there. It's a beautiful morning out there, and a reminder it's going to be a hot one. So if you're going to take the walk, maybe best to do it early.
Senior Send-Off is proudly supported by San Joaquin Construction Services.
Welcome back. With so many Golden Empire seniors having had their sporting careers cut short, KGET and San Joaquin Construction Services decided to team up and recognize our local student athletes. In today's installment of Senior Send-Offs, we're introducing you to Jaden Turner, a Frontier High School hurdler who missed his shot at a scholarship. This morning, 17's Taylor Schaub joins us live with his story. Good morning, Taylor.
Well, good morning, Alex. We all know that senior season is so important for getting scholarship opportunities, and Jaden Turner, well, he lost that ability to impress college scouts, but it's what this teen learned that really makes him special.
Jaden Turner never met a hurdle he couldn't top until an unforeseen obstacle took away his chance to compete.
It is very heartbreaking.
The Frontier High School senior spent the last 2 years making a name for himself on the track.
Good.
Winning back-to-back county championships.
I was very focused on this year, making it to state, pushing myself, making sure I do my workouts and everything.
You could say Turner was running full speed ahead towards a standout senior season when the end of his high school career was stripped from him.
This was supposed to be not just my year, but everyone's year,
Come on, Jaden, you got that!
Losing potential scholarship opportunities along the way.
I think I did lose out on the scholarship because I wasn't able to show my best efforts just yet. I felt like I could have did better.
Like many student athletes across Kern County, Turner can't help but think about what could have been, including the time he lost with some of his best friends.
I miss it a lot. It kind of hit me the other day. I do miss competing, but it's more so the team itself and everything that comes along with the team is what I miss.
However, the team refuses to sit in sorrow, instead embracing what lies ahead.
None of us can change the way, what is going on right now. And even though, we're all so used to controlling our own lives and everything, I just kind of took this opportunity to see it as a time to self-reflect on myself, better myself, better my mentality.
Making the most out of a bad situation. Now, Turner will go to CSUB next year, and he will try to walk on for track and field in the spring. And if you have a senior that you would like to nominate, go to kget.com and go to that senior send-off section on our website. In Southwest Bakersfield, Taylor Schaub, 17 News.
All right, Taylor, thanks so much. One local senior is making it her mission to leave a legacy behind even after she graduates high school. 17's Nicole Gitsky shows us how she may make it a reality.
Yeah, good morning. Now, retiring a flag, few know how to do it. Now, one local high school senior is working towards getting a bill passed to properly retire the California state flag. But with the coronavirus pandemic, that has discouraged some of her plans.
We just keep telling her, look how far you've got. You've already been up there. You've already inaugurated the bill. All we need is them to pass it. Just keep going for it.
But with her determination, anything is possible. I'll have more on how she plans on retiring the California state flag, just like the American flag, all with the help of Girl Scouts. I'll have more on this story coming up today at noon. Reporting in Southwest Bakersfield, Nicole Gitsky, 17 News.
Starting at midnight tonight, the U.S. is closing its doors to travelers from Brazil, which now has more coronavirus cases than any country in the world except the U.S.
Plus, as NBC's Tracy Potts reports, there are new warnings from health officials.
The World Health Organization is urging countries to remain on high alert.
The disease can jump up at any time.
Warning that we could see a second peak in this first wave of coronavirus cases.
We cannot make assumptions that just because the disease is on the way down now, that it's going to keep going down.
Arkansas is seeing that second spike now.
It's fairly modest compared to where we are in a lot of other hot spots.
More states lift restrictions today with protests urging a faster reopening.
Your dog can get groomed, but you can't get a haircut? I need my hair done. That's a problem.
This is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Period.
Montgomery, Alabama's mayor fears his state is moving too fast.
We've had 80% of our deaths have taken place just in this month alone.
Trading at the New York Stock Exchange resumes today for the first time in 2 months.
Together, we will vanquish the virus, and America will rise from this crisis.
President Trump is moving the ban on travel from Brazil from Thursday to tonight. Almost 1,000 people are dying there every day. Now, to put that in perspective, the United States has over 1.6 million coronavirus cases, more than 4 times as many as Brazil. Tracy Potts, NBC News.